The Legend of the 10 Elemental Masters. This is the book I originally wrote in June of 1999 until August of 1999. That's version 1. This is version 5 that you're looking at. This is the printed version, and is the version you can actually buy. What is the story about? Well, Nick Smith, aka Ulillillia, writes a captivating story with many unexpected turns. Based on the concept of RPGs, role-playing games, follow Knuckles, a powerful spell-casting wizard, as he investigates a mystery of supernatural proportion. The powerful evil presence seeks after the elemental masters. Knuckles tracks the Force's every move as he works on fulfilling his greatest dream. It is unknown what evil act the Force has planned. That's what the story is about. At least that's what's written on the back of it. But this is the front cover. I designed this completely all on my own, using nothing more than the GIMP, a program I use for making images with, and Excel for all the calculations I needed for 3D, the vertices, and the shadows, and various other things like that. So what is the scene of? It's actually scene 8 from within the book itself. This is Ivan. This is 2. This is Knuckles. This is the Master Lachwalent. This is the platform he created using spells, and it's levitating 10,000 feet above the ocean. 10,000 feet. Yeah. What is this, you might be wondering? That's the stats. Stats, yes, RPGs. From things like hit points, evasion, magic defense, magic attack, action rate, various other things like that that are common with RPGs. Elemental defense, I can just go on and on. This is what the book looks like on the interior. You might be noticing that this pretty much looks like this, right? Except it's converted to grayscale using an apparent brightness matching formula that I've developed through countless experiments I've done. Well, to get an idea, convert green to gray, to grayscale. Convert an image that's all green to grayscale, and what do you get? It's awfully dark. Now put that dark green slider against a grayscale gradient, and compare the apparent brightness of that against the grayscale gradient and what the grayscale converter gets. Almost always the green is darker. I have accounted for that. And printing is pretty much the same thing. It's also considerably darker. Through more experiments, I figured out how to cancel the effects. So what you're seeing here actually closely matches what I see on my monitor. It's that good. It's not exact, but it's close. This is the copyright page. Yes, it's even got an ISBN on it. ISBN. Barcode. In other words, as I often just call ISBNs. ISBN, I think, stands for International Standard Book Number, if I recall. If you want to learn more about the book and its history, read the preface, which you can also view on Lulu's preview feature. Got the table of contents here showing the various acts and scenes. Yes, acts and scenes. As you can probably tell, Act 1, Scene 1. For the very beginning. And as you can see, there's helpful diagrams in here too, with key to explain what the various shades of gray mean. Yes, the interior's all grayscale. Why not go with color? Unless you feel like paying something like $70 for the book, I don't think you're gonna wanna. Yeah, $70, it's that expensive. It might actually be somewhat a little higher, maybe a little lower, but I don't exactly know. But as you can probably tell from looking at the basic layout, it kind of resembles a movie script, too, in a way. And it actually does, because that's actually how I based the formatting. The whole format is based on the movie script format, as I experienced back in 2004. However, there are some considerable differences. I've kind of adjusted it so that it's based on so that it doesn't waste anywhere near as much paper, so you don't see all this cut to and the related type stuff. And yes, this is a stats window. There's A few of those scattered around, and here there's even numbers popping out of things. Those are common things in RPGs, role-playing games. When you attack something in such a game, usually a number pops out, but sometimes a word or text pops out, like miss if you miss the target, from the target evading it or your accuracy being insufficient. But if you don't understand what some of these technical terms mean that I have present, well, don't feel left out, because there's a handy appendix that I wrote. Describe this as much as I possibly could in plain English, as much as possible. Of course, there are some things that are difficult for me to explain, because you'll have to have, well, as you can tell, this is what the stats, and here I'm explaining what all these various things mean. I get into a lot of rich detail describing things too, by the way. And that's because of a habit with my dream journal, consisting of pretty much almost 900 dreams by now. 900, that's a ton. And I'm getting even more as time goes on. And as I describe the dreams, particularly the Amazon tribal region fun dream, that dream is recalled in terms of scenery almost right down to the very last bits. But the appendix explains pretty much what everything here means in the book. And it also includes various formulas too, but you can skip that appendix. Of course, the appendix is just that, optional. Some of the formulas you may actually recognize, like this one here. That's actual physics. You know, half times mass times velocity squared for kinetic energy, you know. Except I'm solving for an unknown, in this case velocity. Of course, I'm not going to get into that, because I don't think you're even interested in math. But, anyway, this is the spine, as it's called. Of course, it's pretty much the same spectral effect like this, with the usual sky to ocean fade, as you can probably see here. So, you might be wondering, now how do you buy the book? There's two ways. The first and easiest way is to buy from Lulu.com. To access it, the easiest way is to go to my website, www.ulillillia.us, and go to Category 6. There you'll find details about the Legend of the 10 Elemental Masters, which will take you to a link describing the book, which, near the bottom of the page, contains details on how you can order the book. But, if you're viewing this pretty much around April, May of 2010, you'll actually be able to see the order link at the very top of the main index, since it's a major event. The second method, coming April 13 to 27, is ordering it from bookstores, buying it at a bookstore. However, not all bookstores will carry it, because that's actually up to the bookstore itself to decide on. So, how many sales have I made? Well, I can say that I have made quite a few, but I'm not going to go into the specifics. However, I'm going to have to do that when it comes to the government. After all, I gotta pay taxes on it, right? But anyway, this is what this book is pretty much all about, and what it's like. Excluding the appendix, the actual story itself covers up to page 259 and starts on page 8. That's the actual story itself. That's 252 total pages. Pretty thick, huh?